What if I told you there's an escape story so insane, so impossible, so Hollywood-worthy, that it makes the Shawshank Redemption look like a walk in the park? We're talking about an escape where the ocean literally opened up like a VIP entrance. Where a man spent the night with hungry lions as his roommates and walked out without a scratch. Where prison doors flew open mid-song. This isn't a movie. This isn't fiction. This is the Bible's greatest escapes. And by the time we're done today, you're gonna see these stories in a way you've never seen them before. Stay tuned. Let's be real for a second. America loves an escape story. Think about it. We're obsessed with prison breaks. We binge-watch people surviving impossible situations. We can't look away when someone beats the odds. Why? Because deep down, we all feel trapped sometimes. Trapped in a dead-end job. Trapped in a relationship that's going nowhere. Trapped in anxiety, in fear, in addiction, in circumstances we didn't choose. And when we see someone break free, it gives us hope. The Bible is packed with escape stories. I'm not talking about subtle little getaways. I'm talking about miraculous, impossible, God showed up and flipped the script kinds of escapes. Today, we're counting down the greatest ones. And spoiler alert, number 1 is going to blow your mind. Let's start with a New Testament classic. The year is about 44 AD. King Herod, not the one from the Christmas story, his grandson, has decided to make an example out of the church leaders. He's already killed James, the brother of John. And seeing that it made the religious crowd happy, he goes after Peter. Picture this, Peter is in prison. Not just in prison, he's chained between 2 soldiers, with more guards at the door. Maximum security. No way out. The night before his execution, he's sleeping like a baby. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be sleeping. I'd be pacing. I'd be panicking. I'd be writing my last will and testament. But Peter, out cold. Then, bam. A bright light fills the cell. An angel appears. Hits Peter on the side, like literally wakes him up with a smack, and says, "Quick. Get up." And here's the crazy part, the chains just fall off. Not picked. Not unlocked. They fall off. The angel tells him to get dressed. Put on his sandals. Follow him. And Peter, get this, thinks he's dreaming. He's walking through the prison, past guard post after guard post, and he's like, this is a vision. This isn't real. They get to the iron gate leading to the city. It opens all by itself. They walk out into the street. And just like that, poof, the angel is gone. Peter stands there in the dark, alone, free, and finally realizes, this actually happened. He goes to the house where the believers are gathered, and they're praying for him. Not because they believe he'll escape. Because they're mourning him. When he knocks on the door, a servant girl named Rhoda is so shocked she runs back inside without even opening the door and tells everyone, Peter's at the gate. They tell her she's crazy. Meanwhile, Peter's still outside. Knocking. That's the Bible, folks. Drama. Suspense. Comedy. Alright, let's turn up the intensity. If Peter's escape was a jailbreak, this one is a death sentence reversed. Daniel. You know the name. But do you know the full story? Daniel is a top government official in the Persian Empire. He's so good at his job, so full of integrity, that the other officials are jealous. So they hatch a plan. They trick the king into signing a law that says for 30 days, no one can pray to anyone except the king. The penalty, thrown into a den of lions. Daniel knows about the law. He prays anyway. Openly. 3 times a day. Just like he always has. He doesn't hide. He doesn't compromise. He doesn't panic. His enemies catch him in the act. They drag him before the king. And the king, who actually likes Daniel, realizes he's been set up. But the law is the law. Even the king can't change it. Daniel is thrown into the lion's den. A stone is placed over the mouth. The king seals it with his own signet ring. And then the king does something interesting. He goes back to his palace. He can't eat. He can't sleep. No entertainment. He spends the whole night miserable, wondering if his friend is still alive. At the crack of dawn, he rushes to the den. Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions? And then, a voice from the darkness, O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. They have not harmed me. Daniel is lifted out. Not a scratch on him. Why? Because he had trusted in his God. And his accusers, they're thrown into the den. They don't even hit the bottom before the lions tear them apart. Let that sink in. Daniel didn't escape from the lions. He escaped through them. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He trusted. And God showed up. Now we get to the big one. If there's one escape story that defines the Bible, it's this one. The Exodus. The Israelites have been slaves in Egypt for 400 years. God sends plague after plague. 10 of them. The final one, the death of the firstborn, finally breaks Pharaoh's stubbornness. He tells Moses, go. Just go. Take your people and leave. So they leave. Hundreds of thousands of people. Walking out of slavery. But then, Pharaoh changes his mind. He sends his entire army. 600 of the best chariots. Horsemen. Soldiers. The full might of Egypt. The Israelites see them coming. And they lose it. They turn on Moses. Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves in Egypt? It's better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness. Classic human reaction, right? When things get hard, we want to go back to what's familiar, even if what's familiar is slavery. But Moses? He drops one of the most epic lines in the entire Bible. Don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. Then God does something incredible. The pillar of cloud, the one that's been leading them, moves behind them. It settles between the Israelites and the Egyptians. On one side, darkness. On the other side, fire, lighting up the night. The two camps cannot approach each other all night. Then Moses raises his hand over the sea. And the Lord sends a strong east wind. All night long. By morning, the seabed is dry land. Walls of water on the right. Walls of water on the left. A highway through the ocean. The Israelites walk through. On dry ground. Not mud. Not muck. Dry ground. The Egyptians chase them in. Chariots. Horses. Soldiers. And then, chaos. God throws the Egyptian army into confusion. Their chariot wheels start coming off. They're screaming, let's get out of here. The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt. But it's too late. Moses raises his hand. The waters rush back. Every single Egyptian soldier, every chariot, every horseman, drowned. Not one survived. And the Israelites, they walk out the other side. Free. Think about what just happened. They were trapped. Mountains on one side. The sea on the other. The most powerful army in the world bearing down on them. Zero way out. And God said, watch this. He didn't just make a path. He made a highway. Through the ocean. At night. With walls of water standing like skyscrapers. This isn't just an escape. This is the ultimate escape. From slavery to freedom. From death to life. From impossible to done. But here's the thing. As incredible as all these stories are, and they are incredible, they're all pointing to something bigger. The Red Sea, it's a picture. Daniel in the lion's den, a picture. Peter's prison break, a picture. They're all pointing to the ultimate escape. The escape from sin. The escape from death. The escape from everything that holds us captive. The Bible says that Jesus Christ is the ultimate exodus. Just like the Israelites were slaves in Egypt, we're slaves to sin. Just like they needed a deliverer, we need a deliverer. And just like the Red Sea opened up a way of escape, the cross opened up a way to freedom. The Apostle Paul put it this way: Jesus rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves. That's the greatest escape of all. Not from an army. Not from a prison. Not from lions. From death itself. And here's the best part, Jesus didn't stay dead. He escaped the grave. And because he did, so can we. So here's my question for you today. What's holding you captive? What's the Egypt in your life? What's the prison? What's the lion's den? Because here's the truth, the same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who opened prison doors, that same God is still in the business of setting people free. You don't have to stay trapped. You don't have to stay stuck. The way of escape is right in front of you. If this video hit you somewhere deep, drop a comment below. Tell me, which escape story hit you the hardest? And if you've never taken that step of freedom, if you've never said, God, I need you to rescue me, today's your day. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because everyone needs to know, there's always a way out.